Okay, for this video, you'll want to open the foundation slab uh, project that I gave you. And what we have here is a couple of spread footings, okay. A couple of spread footings under a couple of columns. Here we've got a wall with a continuous footing under it. And here we have walls for an elevator pit, okay. And so let's look at a south elevation here. Okay, and so an elevator pit is just that. It's concrete walls and a foundation under it that goes below the floor that the equipment for the elevator sits in. Okay. So we're going to create a foundation slab. And before we do that, I need to explain a little bit to you. So here on our slab plan, okay, our tool, a structural foundation slab is just that. It's part of the foundation of the building, meaning that the bearing walls of the building sit on top of the slab, and it provides support for that. Okay, in residential construction, that would be when you have like mostly it'd be a one-story. You may have a two-story that is what's called a slab on grade, meaning that the first floor of the house is a concrete slab and it's on top of the dirt. There's no crawl space, there's no basement. Okay, in a case like that, we could use a slab foundation. If we have a house that has a basement, well, the basement slab, it's concrete, but it is not part of the foundation. So in that case, we would want to use a floor and make a concrete floor. And that's done on the architecture tab right here. Okay. But this video is about using a structural slab. And while they create the same thing, yes, the way Revit handles them is differently because the foundation slab is categorized as a foundation, whereas a floor slab is categorized as a floor. And once we get into visibility and graphics, that determines what we show in a view and how we handle those things. It makes a big difference, okay? Because if you hide footings, now your floor is hidden if you've used a foundation slab. Okay, so I needed to explain those things, and you need to keep those in mind because our two residential projects that we are working on, we need to use architectural floors and not a foundation slab. But this video is about how to show you how to use the foundation slab tool. So we click it or the pull down. We get various sizes already set up here, okay, or you could edit your own. What level is it on? Do we need the height offset up or down? Now, one thing to remember with floors, the top of the floor family is what goes at the level, and then the rest of the floor system is below that level. So if you're having to deal with offsets, you need to keep that in mind. All right, and so to create the floor, we have to create a sketch, and we get the sketch tools here to create the boundary. We can use individual lines, we can use rectangles, polygons, circles, arcs. The default is pick walls, and pick walls is based on existing walls, of course. And so I'm going to go ahead and use it, and I'm going to pick this wall, and you should do this, and the sketch line should be on the left side of the wall. If it's not, then you click that little line there and it moves it to the other side. Now I'm going to go and pick line, or draw a line, and I'm going to draw a line over to the edge of that column. Okay, I'll do the same thing at the bottom here. And I'm going to do the same thing along that grid. Just to this is just kind of show you how this thing works, okay? This tool right here is pick lines, and it will pick existing lines. And so I want to pick the two edges of that column, same way down here. Okay, but you can see it extends beyond, so I need to do some trim. So that I've got a closed loop in my sketch. Okay, so I've got the profile of my sketch figured out there. And so I'm going to click and say yes. Now, the elevator pit walls came all the way up to level 1. And you oftentimes, okay, you're going to get this when you're dealing with floors, ceilings, and wall and roofs. Most of the time, you're going to say don't attach, okay, because it really affects how your drawings are going to look. So in this case, I'm going to say no, don't attach. I'm not sure why that is saying that. Overlap tile, because I chose the inside. Maybe it moved back out. Okay, so I'm going to say yes, and we'll just see what happens. All right, so now let's go back to our 3D view. And we can see, because I'm not sure why that asked about the wall there. I don't know, but I've got this wall here. It picked an opening for that. And let's go to a section view here. Because the elevator shaft already had an opening in it. Aha, okay. Because with an elevator shaft, you would have a shaft opening all the way up through the building. So you don't have to edit your sketch. If we did not have a shaft opening, we'd have to edit the boundary of our floor sketch to include that opening. Okay, so since I didn't attach them to the floor, it's going all the way up to level 1. That's not a good a good situation. So one way to handle it is I could come in here and attach top of the wall to the floor. Okay, that's showing up because the stuff on the other side is not attached. Okay, so I could select all of these walls. I could go here and go select all instances. And you go attach top to there. Okay, and that cleans it up nicely. All right, so let's go back over here to level 1. And I need to put a bottom underneath the pit down here, underneath it down here at the bottom. So we'll go back to level 1 and let's go back to our slab again. Now let's change it to a 12-inch foundation slab and give it a 1 foot offset, because it's going to be a footing that carries these walls here, okay? And so I'm in the pick wall tool here, or, you know, I could sketch lines if I wanted to. The pick wall is pretty easily, or I could do a rectangle and just go corner to corner of the walls. Either way works fine. And I'm going to say yes. And in this case, yeah, I want to attach them because I want the bottom of the walls be on top of the footing. Oh, I didn't give it an offset. All right, so I've got my sketch. I'm gonna go back to here so you can see that. I want to give it an offset of -4 feet. I forgot to do that. Uh, -4 feet. And yes, in this case, yes. No, well, they're already at the bottom of it, 4 feet, so we don't have to attach it. All right, and so there's our foundation slab under the elevator pit. The elevator pit walls were adjusted so they come down to the bottom of the slab, and the slab has an opening in it here. Okay, so that's how a foundation slab works. And we'll deal with concrete floors in another video.